Hi, everybody. Good to be back with you. You know, you've heard my story that way back when I was just a kid, my dad said to me, always remember, son, less is more. I really couldn't figure out what he was talking about because everything in life had been geared to acquiring more. More education, more money, bigger house, bigger car, better health. Everything was more and more. So when he said always remember that less is more, it didn't it didn't sink in. I didn't fully get the impact of that for some time to come. And then one day I went through a terrible experience. Terrible insofar as I perceived it as a terrible loss. And I did the human thing. I mourned it. I cried over it. It was pretty bad. And again, he said to me, remember what I told you, less is more. I began to understand that our mind chatter disturbs our ease, disturbs our peace, fills our time with necessities, fills our time with pain, sorrow. And then I began to see that the less we have invested in the outcome of anything, the more it comes to us. Alfred has gone through that experience. I've gone through that experience. But when you try to explain to someone, put this in your heart that less is more, it comes right up against but what if we don't make it? What if I'm not enough? What if I lose this job? What if I don't get another job? What if I never have another partner? And you have to go to battle with it because the mind wants to tell you more is better and the spirit wants to tell you less is more. Now you remember what I said to you any number of months ago, and I said nothing you're ever going to keep that you acquire will you ever get to keep. Remember that? So all the stuff that you're trying so hard and filling up all your space, all your time with, in the end, is nothing. It matters not. It matters who you are, how you loved you, how you loved others. I have a dear friend of mine who has been battling a major illness, one that she most likely would have never survived, except for her deep-seated belief that she was already enough, and that less was more. She would get the healing. She had over 20 tumors in her body, all cancerous, lymphoma. They have all disappeared. And what she did was to go for the experimental treatment, but at the same time to bring herself to a beautiful place internally that says, I already am enough. I'm enough to stay alive. I'm enough to be healed. We go through terrible times in our lives based on our personal perception of what's happening. You've been there before, Alfred.
Yes, and what we're trying to do is what we try to do every show is give you a different perspective, a different viewpoint, a different way of going about life. The typical human way to go about life, the Western way to go about life is I need more, I need to get more, I need to have a better salary, a bigger car, nicer clothes, better shoes, climb the ladder to get a better title, a prettier wife, a bigger house. Sound familiar, anybody? That is a human way, which is happiness is through acquiring.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're trying to tell you is the spiritual path is by letting go, is by surrendering. If you're looking for happiness and you're not finding that the rat race, keeping up with the Joneses, is making you happy, then we're telling you the alternative is by letting go, by giving, by surrendering. That is a different, an alternative
Yes.
path to happiness.
It's really hard for us all to turn loose of our perceptions. We have to have this to be better. We have to have that to be better. So we did a program called You Are Enough, which you can get on my shopping cart. And what it says is, what if you woke up tomorrow morning and found out just who you are in this moment was enough for God? There was nowhere you needed to go, nothing you needed to be, nothing you needed to become. You were already enough. This is an alien concept. It's an alien concept. Alfred, when did you discover that for yourself?
When you told me.
And there's a smart aleck in every class.
So again, one of the focuses, what we're trying to do is help you realize perspectives, ways of being that you may not have known about.
Yeah.
To say there is a different way to go about life. You don't have to acquire education, money, things, material things to be happy. We're saying there is a different path to
Yes, there
happiness through peacefulness.
Every morning when you wake up, sit on the side of your bed for just a moment. Turn off the mind chatter about have-tos, need to get someplace time, and just say something to this effect. I am blessed today because my God loves me just the way I am. I do not need to change who I am. I am that I am, and it's perfect. Try saying it every day you wake up. Watch and see the difference it makes in your life as you begin to go down your day's path. It's important for us to realize that we walk through an illusionary world. Nothing in it is actually real. It's a culmination of other people's understandings and ideas that they have projected forward. If you study and think about what I've just said, we are walking through everybody else's illusion. You see? Even the restaurant that you stopped to have your breakfast in was someone's illusion. Someone created that. That wasn't there before. And because it's all illusionary, you can create your own space and your own illusion within the illusions that keep you from being affected by anything that might be negative in the illusion. Start your day every day by saying, today, less is more. I'm perfect. And you will see a wonderful change in the way you perceive the world and the way you think the world perceives you.